My name's Giovanders, and the Iron Gate Studios has posted another development blog about Valheim. It's called Decorative Details. I'm actually really excited for what is spoiled in this, because it suggests so much more, and, it's my favorite part of Valheim, the reason why I play Valheim. It reads, "Hello Vikings, March is nearing its end and we're quite busy here at Iron Gate. Some of us were at GDC in San Francisco last week, and we were even able to meet some of you. Unity had a booth where you could try out a bunch of games made with their engine, and that included a Valheim setup. If you were there, we hope you had a great time. Otherwise, we are currently spending most of our time ironing out a lot of the wrinkles. Just like any biome, the Ashlands will feature several new mechanics, new materials, building pieces, and enemies, and it's important to get all of that working smoothly. Right now we're solving as many bugs and issues as we can get in order to give you the best experience possible." That right there means that they are at the end of the development cycle for the Ashlands, which means that we will be getting it soon. They'll probably eventually, pretty soon, are going to have a pre-update where you can download it, but it's not actually updated right away, so you guys can help with the bugs and the issues that they're talking about. The way how I see it, I think that's the next step of what they're going to do. That being said, the Ashlands update really isn't far away now, and in order to make sure you're sufficiently prepared, we have put together this article for you so that you know what to expect in terms of world generation difficulty and so on. And this article that they talked about, it's not very long. I just read it, and I think I'm gonna read it to you as well. Getting ready for the Ashlands. Before you set sail towards the Ashlands update, there are a couple of things we recommend that you keep in mind. For the sake of convenience, we have compiled them here for you. Public test branch recommendations. First of all, if you're playing the Ashlands update during the public test, the usual recommendations are still in place. For example, remember to make backups of your world and characters if you want to be able to use them in the non-public test branch version of the game in the meantime, as they might not be backwards compatible with older versions. If you're playing on a server or with friends, everyone must be on the public test branch, otherwise you will not be able to connect. All the public test branch information are available here as always, and that's a link to a Steam thing to be able to play the public test branch. So if you want to play the update early, click there and you can play it. I don't know if it's right now, but that's for you to figure out. Terrain generation and new content. As always, new content will only be generated properly in previously unexplored areas of the game. Therefore, if you have already explored a lot of the Ashlands, the update will not generate properly in that world, and we recommend that you start a new one. If you haven't explored the Ashlands, you should get the new content, but we always recommend that you start a new world for the best possible experience. You can of course start a new world with an older character if you don't want to play through the whole game again before being able to conquer the Ashlands. I have already explored the Ashlands, and I'm not going to start a new world because I really don't want to transfer over all my resources, because I think that's a huge hassle and a waste of my time. But I might make a video about how my Ashlands is totally awful and messed up, but I think that's okay. Additionally, the Ashlands update features some significant changes to the terrain generation around the Ashlands. The Ashlands will only be accessible by ship, and the terrain around it has been lowered and turned into ocean. This also affects any buildings you might have in that area. If they are built on terrain that gets altered, they will collapse. The images below illustrate what happens to a spawn location versus what happens to a player-built structure. As you can see, even if the spawned building remains intact, it will be rather difficult to reach it, as the terrain around it is vastly lowered. And this gives me a great building idea. You see how this is where it was before, but then it turned into this? You can be able to build all around it and make a huge tower. I have quite an obsession with building big towers in this game, simply because it's not easy to do that, and I like to show off my building abilities just to build really big towers in this game. Preparation and difficulty. Before you travel to the Ashlands, you should first make sure that you have defeated the Queen in the Mistlands. If you have done so on an earlier playthrough, remember that her dropped item is no longer a placeholder. Just like Aether's Antler lets you to craft a pickaxe needed in the Black Forest, and just like the Elder drops a corrupt key for the swamps, the item from the Queen will be useful in the Ashlands. If you have the item already, you might need to toss it out of your inventory and pick it up again for the new recipes to trigger properly. I have not defeated the Queen, and I'm probably going to need to get friends together to be able to do so, because I'm really bad at defeating bosses properly without cheesing them. We also want to remind everyone that Valheim is meant to be a difficult game, and that it's meant to be more difficult the further you progress. And the Ashlands is the penultimate biome of the game. If you're confident in your skills, by all means go forth. But if you haven't played for a while, or if you're feeling a bit rusty, we recommend a bit of practice to get back into it, or that you adjust the difficulty in the world modifiers menu. Mods. Like every time we update the game, it will take some time for mods to catch up and be playable again. If you're using mods, it's therefore recommended that you disable them before you download the Ashlands update, otherwise the game will most likely not launch properly. To disable mods, you will also need to remove BXPN or whatever that is, some kind of modding thing, or any other mod loader, as they might try to load regardless. If you don't want to play without mods, you will most likely have to wait a couple of days until the mod creator has updated their mod to be compatible with Valheim again. And that's the entire article. It's not very long and it's kind of short. But as always, on to the teasers. You might have noticed that we promised the Ashlands update will feature over 50 new build pieces, and there were just over 35 for the Mistlands update for comparison. And today we'd like to show you a decorative window in the wooden materials such as be accessible in the biome. Here it's built together with regular wooden walls and black marble pieces. And this here is the window piece that they were talking about. It looks like it might be metal, it might be wooden, I don't know what it is, but it definitely goes into like a 2 meter by 1 meter window area, and it looks really cool. And building is my favorite part of this game. I have a building series where I'm on creative mode or cheating mode, and I just do building, which is great. It's a good series. You should definitely go out and watch it. It has one of my most popular videos of me making a big bridge. You should definitely check it out if you have the chance. But I am most excited for the new building pieces of the new update. We also want to show you a new floor piece that will be featured in the Ashlands. Can we interest you in some diagonal boards? And here you can see the diagonal boards are created like a little square formation, but you could probably also get them to go like straight or do like a zigzag thing where they look like they're zigzagging, which I don't know about how that would work, but I'm really excited for the new, the new building stuff, because it looks like there's a wood thing up here, and if they have new floors, I mean I'm going to assume that might be new doors, there might be new walls, all wooden stuff. I'm assuming there might be new stone stuff as well. I'm just all around super excited for the new building abilities. Build pieces won't be the only way to customize your home though. The Ashlands update will also feature vines that you can plant yourself and have grow onto your house. They will grow wherever they are able to. However, so make sure they don't cover the door. Some people were wondering was whether the vines would only be vines or whether there would be something to harvest from them. To that, we'd like to reply you with this little picture. And you can see the vines here. They look red for some reason. I think they might change color depending on what biome they are in. So this is the Ashlands. They might not change color. So, that's just a speculation. But there's definitely some kind of fruit that's coming out of here. And to me, this looks just like grapes. So we might be getting grapes, which I think that also suggests we could also be potentially getting wine. Finally, in case you missed it, we have plushies in our merch store. There's a locks and a neck and a small troll head keychain. I think they're just the cutest. These are available for purchase right now in case you need something squeezed tight when the Ashlands update arrives. And these are what they look like. And I'm not gonna get any of them because I'm frugal and I don't like spending money. That's just how I am. If you want to get them, that's perfectly fine. Oh, dude, look at the this little thing. It goes into his mouth. His harness goes straight into his mouth. The locks is eating his harness. I don't know if it's like that in the game or not. Well, this has been this current development blog. It might be the last one. There might be one or two more before the update. Put down in the comments what you think they also might add in based off of what the information they've given us. What type of building mechanics or tools they're going to be adding in. And if you liked the video, please like and comment down below. And be fantastic if you gave me a sub sandwich. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.